Trapping.
Alright, welcome back to the channel. This is what if Deku had a split personality. How you seeing right now is the Midoriya that's going to be in this series. No more green hair, green eye, Midoriya. Black hair, black outfit, crimson red eyes. I was debating on if to do this or continue the rest of the series. Most likely, because I'm gonna be free most of this week, so it should be able to at least drop a series every day or day after. And guaranteed though. Either way, in this, definitely got 7 split personalities. But these 7 split personalities, each of them they got their own separate power, and definitely got his own power. But how this should work is the powers he got is, how's the best way to put it, is not exactly a quirk. I don't call it a quirk. I would call it more like a power from a different being. Well, beings. And these beings are the 7 princes of hell. So you got from Lucifer to Beelzebub till Belphegor, Mammon, and the rest goes on. Anyways, this began with Deku's birth. No, Deku ain't come out not looking like Inko or Hisashi. He mainly look like this. The black hair and the reddish eyes. Now in this, Inko ain't the loving sweet mother she is in the anime. She isn't per se. She more keen to having a daughter. Right? So after Deku was born and she created a sorry about that. I don't forget where I'm at. Right. I think like half into after a few months, Inko leaving Deku because she wanted a daughter. So Inko abandoned Deku, and he was still like a year, so he wouldn't necessarily remember Inko too much. So Deku was sent to an orphanage, and at this point in time, the orphanage was decent, but since Deku never really had the reason to be with the other kids, he knew to isolate himself and be with himself. And you know, when you're in a closing area, you understand, even if you don't live in a closing area, sometimes it's just sit down and talk to yourself. No. Well, Deku would be talking to himself. It was like the things that he had would answer back and give he answers and reasons for be doing things. No. 4 years passed. Deku's now 5. I was contemplating a whole for the character. And he was sent to the same school as Bakugo. No, when Deku came and everybody introduced himself. At this point in time, I think the had words to be around the age had words. Deku came, he introduced himself and said, "My name is Izuku, and that's it." And saying students would be like, "Huh? That's it? Don't you have a last name, or what's your quirk?" And Deku would be like, "I don't have a last name. I'm an orphan." And he says, "I haven't gone to check what my quirk is, so I'm not entirely sure." Oh, for all I know, I could be quirkless as well. But wouldn't that be something? Bakugo being Bakugo, the dick he is. Laugh and say, "Wow. So you don't have any parents and you're quirkless. That makes you a deku, you loser." And Deku will be like, "Okay, like, not really king." So we still know around the time recess come, because I think never got recess at that part, time of that age. Deku will be in the classroom sitting down learning. Saint Swanee voices in his head told he that like knowledge is one of the greatest powers any person can have. So it's best you gain your knowledge past what these mortals have. And that he'll be young, so that could really taking the way he's speaking seriously, but he does listen. So that could be saying down, well, our boy would be in nursery, getting through like the first set of basics of maths and various things. That would be like, I don't know how the state's grading system is. So we just like, he would be like, at least in the 6th grade of intelligence. I know what the 6th graders teach, because we don't, where I'm from, we don't do grades like that. Either way, we just say he's 6th grade. He's a 6th grader. It's like, was like deep in like fractions and stuff like that. Just that's just an example. Either way, that could be learning and listening to one of the voices in his head. But one evening, Bakugo would be no, it's a school done, and Deku would be heading home, and Bakugo will start to pick penny, just hit you with a little sparks, he explosions, he back his head, and stuff like that, and I'm making fun of Deku being an orphan. Now, on Bakugo, Deku was slowly starting to get mad, angry, and he would just be like, "He isn't worth my time." But that explosion, he say out loud, so Bakugo here and hit you with another one. This time, he had more force behind it, so it meant that could bleed a little bit. And Bakugo be like, you should know your place. You loser. No, geez, this shit he was I'm not knowing going home with he goons. That he was just you're like so you start a walk clone without realizing it he realizing it the wound would already be healing. It would just got like the little drips of blood upon his clothes and upon his face to get wiped off. Deku would go to the orphanage and he wouldn't be necessarily bullied, but some of the kids know that he liked to be alone, so they would leave him alone. But this is some new kid come. Had this little arrogant attitude, really. So he came and he assumed Deku would be the weakest. No. He would come, so he had a fire quirk. Nothing too strong, nothing like Endeavor or Dobby's or Todoroki's. Just a little fat breath. So he would see everybody leaving Deku alone and just saying hi, and would automatically assume that he was the strongest or the weakest. So he would immediately go to attack Deku, and he would hit Deku saying he a fat breath feet back. No, Deku was already in fats from a bit, but no, this unknown kid just did the most. So a little so that he personality slip out, which would be this guy. If I can rat, I think he is the third prince of hell, Satan. Yup. Or Satan, or Satine, whichever you prefer. I think I'm right. Yep, he's the third son. And code name would be Dragon. We'll find out why. And his sin would be Wrath. No, I call it Sid. Let me call it Sid. Seen it there be Sid. And he would come out and be like, it seems I have to make myself clear here. And I'll be like, what? No, if you don't know, Sid is the strongest out of the 7 princes. He's the second dumbest, but he thinks I can put a little trick, but we can be up fine. No, he will look at the kid and be like, kid, the one thing that you mustn't do while you're here, since you're the new person, is piss me off. I recommend you leave me alone when you see me. There be consequences. And the kid will be like, yeah, won't start a and get hit with a fat fist. Not like what he is to do from One Piece, but like he whole handed covering fire and he got hit. No. Same technically see it in a child's body. His paw won't be extremely strong. It'll be like, let's say, if he was old, since he's the strongest out of these things, I will put, and we just say he's like at this point in time, he's like a quarter cup of water in his strength, which is still strong for like a 5-year-old. If you check how he turn out when he older. Either way, no, he put the kid in his place and saying he flying through a wall, and the rest of the nurses and whoever's take care of the orphanage would come and be like, what's all this noise? And she'll be like, I wanna be like, who are you? And that could be like, huh? That kinda hurts, you know. You've been looking after me for what, 5 years? You still don't know who I am? And then be like, we've never seen the kid. We've seen you before, kid. And say it'll be, oh, my bad. Let me just boom, he'll turn back into deku. No. And then be like, Mizuku. And be like, yep, it's me. And then be like, what happened? Deku be like, no clue. What? I think that kid was taught a lesson not to mess with me, or really anyone else in this orphanage. Sorry about the mess. No, Deku's a well-behaved kid, so they will understand if he lash out a bit at one person because he's keep to himself and don't get much trouble. So like nurses will be like, alright, but try not to do it again, okay? And try not to kill anyone. Be like, alright. But in his head, he'll be like, he'll hear another voice, and another voice will be like, I'll be slow of you. I'll be sloth. It's been a while. Sloth, the body he referring to would be Bakugo, the first voice that we heard in his head, which has the highest intelligence out of the rest of the things and the third strongest. And he's a smart ass tactician out of the 7. That's why he wanted Deku to be able to he I don't twist myself. He was the reason why Deku was being so smart. And say well, isn't this a shit show? Oh, from here on out, kid, we'll be looking after you. And it seems if you have sloth here as your intelligence and me as your but I would say on this day was Deku's birthday. We said this will start at the beginning of the anime, and it was in the class. Yeah. And this day was... No, I didn't skip ahead so far. I want to skip ahead so far, and I'm going to skip ahead so far. I guess, 2 years passed, so Deku will now be 7. And over years, since he's been training with Belf and Sid, which is the third and the fourth son, Deku learned a lot. And thanks Belf was the smartest out of the things, he will probably be only things the princes, he will probably know like most things in the realm of of probably hell and earth and a little bit of heaven, but not too much in heaven, you know. No, on certain days or on certain nights, Deku would head out and go to the basement of the orphanage where they would keep like old computers that don't work and various different equipments. No. Well, Deku did this. He would take some of them to his room and tinker with them. So, the first thing Deku would create would be the first thing she created. No, just for practice, he will learn to fix like a basic computer, the monitor and the CPU and stuff like that. He will learn to fix. And from there, he will go on to like how to make equipment for himself and stuff like that. So he could like he can make like gadgets or anything, so for like surveillance or anything, so he will put like surveillance, like little cameras in his room, and with a little custom made laptop he created, which will be the Heredity camera, so he will know if any unwanted people went into his room or anything. So now this is when time skipping happening, and over the years Deku was able to fix like various things in the orphanage and stuff like that. So they would have to pay for it. No. On this day when the anime begins, it was Deku's birthday. No. Deku don't already celebrate his birthday because he parents and he disliked him for what they did to him. The whole abandoning thing. No. On these days, Deku he doesn't normally got himself isolated in his room, but he will still come outside and think to get a few things, so he will still see. But it's a during the week, he don't show himself at all. He's just be completely isolated, and the boy just can't see. Now, this day that he went to school, and the teacher do he whole spiel. No, I want to look down here. Which meant you in college. Alright, anyway, do. At this point in time, you is a college, so your school ain't getting to know it's a college school. No. And this happened that Bakugo, the teacher will come, and so he got some papers to give out so they can arrange for whichever hero school, hero college you students would like to go to in the future, just so we can make and determine the what's the right word here looking for now, the proper arrangements for it to happen. And Bakugo will be like, I'm the only one in this class that could probably make it to UA with my skills and blah 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 blah. And teacher will be like, in skills wise probably, but in academics maybe not. And Bakugo will be like, what? Well, if Mr. Izuku over there was to apply to UA, he probably not into the hero course, but maybe into that course name now. The course that them does fits the does Mackey stuff in. I can't remember the name. I can't remember the name of the course. It's class A and class B, and then the one that the girl was in the something was in. I can't remember the name right anymore, man, but you know what I mean, where them just get them hero gear and thing me and stuff like that. So Bakugo will be like, what? That loser? Hell, he couldn't even find his real appearance. What makes you think he'll be able to get into UA? Now, after hearing this, Deku would get up, walk to Bakugo, and Bakugo will be like, what? You have something to say? Bam! Front kick straight to your face. No. This ain't see it. Oh, this is normal Deku. See it, be like, whoa. That's the first. I haven't. The kid, if he gets mad, I'm the one who normally comes out, but he's doing it himself. That's. Whoa. So, over the years, see it was teaching Deku hand-to-hand combat, because he don't use no weapons, he uses fists. He hand-to-hand combat and different like techniques and martial arts and thing, right? So Deku will front kick Bakugo right in his face. Deku's like at 6 foot, so kick to the face, and Bakugo will be like, you can get him. You'll be stand for like a split second, and Bakugo would try to hit you with an explosion. Deku would dodge it and just start to beat the shit out of Bakugo. When I tell you shit out of Bakugo, I mean the absolute shit out of Bakugo. Chair in hand, beating he cross his head with the chair. He goes try to get in. Just another chair hitting back his head now. If you don't know, you can't tell. Well, probably ain't say it, so you probably can't tell. Demon has these demons have slight immortality. What that means is, right, they can still be injured, but in a certain spot. So we still like, if see it was hit on his left chest with enough force, it could probably incapacitate him for a while, but it wouldn't kill him. It would just hurt like hell. And the brothers agreed upon, when even after they were born, and the first brother decided that the weak spots, they wouldn't tell each other. They would keep it a secret. And they just show you an example of where it could be. And it varies from person to person, well, demon to demon. Either way, they got this slight immortality. That's why he wound was healed back then, and enhanced strength, enhanced speed, enhanced durability and endurance. It's usually obvious. So for Bakugo now, Bakugo getting hit and it feel like cinder blocks hitting he upon his face, but then like normal cinder blocks, it feel like a cinder blocks that covered in a strong type of metal, and that could just pummeling upon this man. No, so many teachers will come and try to hold back Deku one thing, and Deku will shake them off and leave the school. And while he was leaving, Sia be like, "Whoa, kid, that's the first thing that could be like, be quiet. I'm not in the mood to be hearing you or even felony, Belfast at this moment. So just be quiet, say, fine, kid. I'll keep my mouth shut for now." No, that will go. He will go to the orphanage now, and he will grab a few things. He will grab his stuff to move out. How he wouldn't be living there no more. He decided this a few years ago that when he turned like 15, 16. We say he's 16. Once he's 16, yeah, we say he's 16. So, whatever allowance the children were given, even if it was like $5 or $10 time for them to spend on themselves, he would always save it. No, he saved from when he was 5 till, well, he went from a year. He did there for a year. So we say he didn't get any money from when he did 3. So let's see, from the time he was 3 till up till he was 16, and that's like as like 16, and we still niggas got like $10 at most. $10? Oh, I mean, wait, $10? Oh, we still niggas got. We still have to do chores and thing. Then just get money. So Deku was fixing the computers. Depending on what chores you do, is you get paid for a certain amount. So Deku fits a basement full of old computers, fits around the house a bit. We saw over these 16 years, he accumulated $500, right? But here's one, and that's in various amounts. So it's 516. Wait, 500 is like $8,000, right? And $8,000 in Japan, in what's the best currency to use now? American currency to Japanese currency is, just give me a second. I know this ain't relevant to the anime, but $8,000 to them is use yen is $841,960 in Japanese. So I know the states amount to yen. That's the amount that come out. 841. So that's the minimum amount that he acquired throughout his years living at the orphanage. So after doing that, Deku moved out. He thanked the nurses for everything they did for him, and he went to find himself an apartment. No, Deku be like, alright, you saved up, yeah, a good set of money, but this money won't last forever. I still need to find a way to make income. No, remember Deku's smart, so yeah. So he going to spot, I think, 1-bedroom apartment. I one bedroom apartment complex. We see them in a complex here, I think. So it's he own house, but he renting it. But then you go sharing that store, like the neighbors could hear you or not his. So the separate, but live in a complex. Now, all that said, the next day, Deku goes to school. The parents will be like, Izuku, can you come to the office? Deku will walk to the office and he'll see battered and bruised Bakugo and Mitsuki and Inko with a girl. This will be Deku's sister. Since Deku's 16, we see she's 15. She's a year younger because she tried right after Deku and she covered that thing. So we see she's a year younger. No, Deku will be like, what is it, headmaster? The principal will be like, well, he's a cool. As it stands, after yesterday's incident, young Bakugo's mother here is here to, and then she will cut you off and be like, what gives you the right to hit this and do this to my son? My son has never injured anyone, nor is he violent in any way. So what gives you the right to do this to him? And that cool look at she with a confused look on she face, and then look at Bakugo, and Bakugo will start to like sweat bullets. And she would think and be like, are you trying to scare my kid with that glare? How dare you? And then Deku will be like, is this what you call me in here for, headmaster? To hear a woman who thinks her son is a complete angel? That's what you called me in here for? I could be doing something else important, sir. And she'd be like, what? And he'd be like, miss, with all due respect, your son is a complete ass. She'd be like, what? And the person would be like, Izuku language. And he'd be like, shh, be quiet, headmaster. Let me enlighten you on something, miss. Your son here isn't an angel. He isn't a sweetheart, as you think. No, the past... when did I enroll into the school? When I was 5? Well, the past 16 years, to be exact. Minus yesterday, of course. Your shit stain of a son over there and his posse, in quotes, would have injured me, would have been attacking me, bullying me, and various other students at the school. No, you may not believe me, but... And Deku will hold up his shirt and be like, here's the proof. And you can see like handprints of Bakugo, like, you know, when he do a handprint, it's be like, it was still left the mark on it, but, and that could be like, well, I have a little healing factor, you see, but it still leaves scars, sad to say. The first time your kid actually hit me was the day I first came to the school. He would say across here and show you the scar in my head, and see that little fucker over there made me bleed. He was the first person to, and he will be the last person to. And she'd be like, that doesn't be quiet. Like, he'll then explain that for the past 16 years, I've been hearing your son calling me a quirkless orphan, a loser whose mother abandoned him when he was just a kid. No, frankly, I couldn't care less about the woman that abandoned me. Matter of fact, I'm probably grateful, actually, because as it stands out right now, even though I'm probably not with people who care about me, I'm happy where I am. So to me, it seems like it was probably a blessing that she abandoned me at the orphanage. And Mitsuki would then look at Bakugo and be like, "What? You told this kid that you told this kid all of that, Koski?" And he'd be like, "No, like I wouldn't." Deku would laugh and be like, "You wouldn't, eh?" So what happened to the first day when you called me a quirkless loser? What was the word you called me now? A deku. Alright. I believe that was the word you called me. No. Deku, like, no, miss. I really couldn't care if you believed me over your kid. But here's a little fun fact. And this is when when he come out. Yeah, he would come out. So that Kohira changed to this red. He always would turn black and red and stuff. And he'd be like, "The next time your kid attacks me, it'll be the last thing he does. The next time you'll be visiting him isn't in the principal's office. It'll be in a morgue. And that isn't a promise, miss. That is a guarantee. Now your son will be laying with a blanket covering him." And she'd be like, "You." And then Deku would then be like, "Headmaster, as of today, I'll be leaving your school. I already filled out the paperwork and everything." And the headmaster would be like, "Wait, what?" And he'll be like, "Yeah, I've been thinking about it for the last few years." He would already revert back to this, and he would be like, "Yeah, you and I both know that all the students here, I'm probably the smartest. Since whatever you teach here, I've already known. Hell, whatever you're about to give this whole semester, I've probably learned when I was 9 or 10. Who knows?" It was. I asked this was my last day, actually. "Well, headmaster, I'll be heading out." And Deku would stop and say, "Oh, and Bakugo, remember this clearly. The next time you cross my path and you ever hit me with one of your explosions, the last thing you do, no matter where we are, no matter who you're with, hell, you could even be with UA, standing side by side next to the number one hero. Oh my. Even if to be eliminated, you'll be the first person who dies." And he will walk there, and Cole will be like, "Whoa." And she'll be talking shit, and she'll be like, "Whoa, was it because of what I..." No, she'll be like, "He looks so familiar." No, I couldn't be. And just for shits and giggles, was she within the skull? Within the skull, she called his sister Izumi. I think that within the skull, people call his sister Izumi. Izumi like, "Whoa, he's cool. I wish I had someone like that in my life." And so Deku would head home and be like, "Alright." He'll sit down, and he'll be like, "Say, Belf." And be like, and say, "Yeah, kid, there's something I wanted to ask you. The two of you are here. One is strength and one is intelligence. Is there more of you?" And Sid be like, "Yeah, there should be like 5 more of us if I'm correct." And he'll be like, "What? There are 5 more of you? What? And who exactly are there?" And he'll be like, well, you're a smart kid. If my name is Satan, and I'm the third voice, as you will put it, name after name, with the sin of wrath and the code name the dragon. And the intelligence one you call here is Belphegor the Sloth. He's the fourth voice, codenamed the Reaper. And they go like, huh? The Reaper? Oh, and say it would be like, oh, he hasn't told you. Well, he doesn't, unlike me, he doesn't fight hand to hand. He fights with a scythe. Well, I guess he probably had to teach you that because you haven't picked up that weapon as of yet. And they go, who's the rest? And he will go down a well. If I was to say from our birth, it would be Lucifer, the sin of pride, codenamed the Vulture, Leviathan the Envious, known as the Cyclops. Then there's me, and Belphegor. The fifth would be Mammon, the sin of greed, codenamed the Magnate. And the sixth one is a little bit of a, what's the right word? A glutton. He's called Beelzebub. And he'll be like, whoa, the flaking? And he'll be like, yeah, but your human culture isn't really accurate, so to say. He's more of a beast. Yeah, And then lastly but not least, what the fuck is this name? I got saying here to tell me names and thing. Asmodeus? We assume it's Asmodeus. The sin of lust. Code name Rubber. If I was to say he's probably, if it wasn't for Lucifer not training his powers, Asmodeus would probably be the weakest because his abilities aren't something I recommend you using. And then Belphegor and deku, I'd say. I guess that's all. And Belphegor. Right. Sorry about that. And let me see. Forget part that fall. And Belphegor like, yeah, it's 7 of us. Probably if you include father, but there's no guarantee he would show up. And that could be like, who's father? And Belphegor would be like, father is us, but not us at the same time. He's something completely different. He's what you people will call a god. But he doesn't show unless all 7 of us agree on it. And that doesn't not really happen since there aren't many people to really compete with us unless us brothers fight each other. But other than that, I don't feel there's a need for our father to come. And I feel like, I see. Oh, since I'm out of school, I think it's time. I start a little work. And that will be like, is there any way I could come into contact with the first of your brothers? And say it would be like, why? Why would you want that weakling here? And that could be like, well, that weakling has wings, if I'm correct. And the rest of you don't. And say it would be like, well, we do, but they're not normal wings. And yes, there aren't normal wings, and I'm not really looking for too much drawn attention on my side. So I think it's best to get into contact with him. And Beth would be like, well, that shouldn't be hard. But he is a prideful fuck, isn't he? But yeah, but he's also the weakest out of us, so there isn't much pride to have. And that could be, well, I don't care what sin he has, because I'm going to use their all abilities for my goals, whatever they may be in the future. And hey, if they're all the 7 princes of hell, then yes, that makes me the 8th. And see it, I'll for laugh and be like, yeah, kid, why not? You'll be the 8th prince of hell. We'll see. And that's where I can leave it off for today. This is just like a little test run to see how it will go. And yeah, I think tomorrow should be Meliodas, a commandments. What if? Yeah, why not? But yeah, if you enjoy, you know what to do. Like and subscribe.